Hey friends, it's me, Sean. Listen, I wanted to just make a quick video to talk about communicating with one another. Um, I know I've been posting a lot lately, and I probably need to repost the original video I did, which I did very intentionally to discuss the intentions as to why and my reasonings as to why I was going to be sharing so much information. Um, anyway, there's been a lot that's happened since I started all that, and a lot of people are shaken up by some of the material that I've posted about, and um, certainly there's been some questions as to why I would post certain posts, but it's just brought up something that I think we all need to discuss right now, or think about, or consider very carefully, and that is instead of reacting quickly and assuming that we know where someone's coming from, it's always best to listen to it from their mouth. So, in the past, when everything is hunky dory and going along smooth sailing, it's really easy to not really listen to one another very much and to still be generally in alignment on your views. That is not the environment that we're in right now. Whenever you're in a situation where like people are forced to stay at home, like businesses, and not operate normally, but forced to do it in circumstances that no one was prepared for, if we're not lying to ourselves, we're being honest about the situation that is unfolding in here and now, that we have challenges we've never faced before, and this is the time to have great compassion and to extend a certain amount of grace that was not important to extend near like it is now, before now, based on how much we're dealing with. So I just wanted to offer that, and I am faced with, and I'm confronted with challenges with relationships that are close to home, family members. I'm talking about immediate family members of mine, and I love them deeply. And this is something that has shaken up sometimes our relationship in terms of really having some very difficult, challenging conversations that, frankly, I think, at least this is my view, that it's very healthy that we're having and not running from or hiding from. And at the same time, we're more likely to be able to share exactly where we're coming from when we're having those conversations, as long as we can keep ourselves in check long enough to truly listen to one another versus pointing fingers and that we know right and they don't, which is kind of a pattern for a lot of us. Either that or just avoiding any difficult, challenging conversations before they even begin. We're used to that too. This is not the time for us to do that, in my opinion. And so I think right now, extending grace is amazing, to allow people to have different views and the space for that. And do not assume the reason why someone like me or someone else, why they post something. I'm posting a lot of things because I think that we don't need any help with feeling like this virus is deadly and is killing people. I think that we're bombarded with that information enough that we all agree on that. Now, I don't. I think that there's not a general consensus that we all agree on when it comes to the measures that we're taking and staying at home all the time as saving lives. I don't think that we're all in agreement of that. That is subject to each person's own opinion, and I'm not just adopting this stay home and save lives. That's not okay with me. It's not something that resonates with me. And before I will take a stand on what we should do in a lot of ways, other than act in accordance with the way that we feel comfortable with, and that's independent. That means if I want to go outside and take a risk with my life because I got up and I went outside or am around some people, I still think that that's an individual decision, that we shouldn't hang somebody or call them out as they're way off base because they chose to take a risk, even if that's with their life. So I think we need to extend grace to one another and admit that we don't have all the answers, and admit that now more than ever we don't all see things the same, and we're shaken up with challenges that we've never been faced with before, and stop kidding ourselves that everything's easy and we got it all figured out. And I think that in that case we won't damage relationships that we won't be able to get back because of the actions that we take now in terms of you know, judging someone's actions or taking them personally, considering all that they're dealing with that we have no idea about, or assuming that we know where they're coming from and why they're taking an action that they're taking without asking them. This is the time to ask. If you want to know something, you know, right now I'm doing and posting the information that I'm posting, and I'm like, there's nothing I'm hiding. I mean, y'all know everything that I've shared. Now, you may have made some assumptions that you think you know that I can tell you are likely wrong if you don't ask me and get the answer from my mouth, such as maybe I might be on the verge of a nervous breakdown, or out of my mind, or I've lost my mind, or it might be dangerous, or who knows. I couldn't be in a state of more peace, and at least from my viewpoint, and I think that would come across. But if you want to know where I'm coming from or how I'm doing, you can always reach out and ask. I know that there's conversations or questions about that because some of my immediate family members are being asked, you know, how is he? Is he okay? I mean, geez, you know. So I'm here. You can ask me, and in the meantime, anytime you want to know where someone's coming from, ask them. Don't just quickly judge what they're sharing, as to you think that that's because, you know, you're adopting the exact same opinion. You know, when it comes to information, I feel like the more information I could share with different viewpoints instead of ones that we don't need any more access to, such as stay home, save lives, or, you know, we need to take action, and that action is to stay home. We're not on the same page about that. And, you know, nobody needs more information when it's regarding the virus being deadly and it killing people. I don't need to post a lot of information about that. We all have plenty of that information. The question is, you know, maybe our time might be better spent not allowing the economy to potentially crash by getting out and finding a way to feel safe and being around people and being able to go back to work, and not allowing the nature of our economy to be in a position that we're not prepared for, if we're being honest. I'm much more concerned about that than I am something I can't control, like the virus taking lives. So I can make my individual decisions as how to keep my own health and take care of myself. I don't need someone telling me how to do that with regard to that. And yeah, so that's where I'm coming from, and I hope that this means something to you, and I'm just encouraging you to go easy on one another. And you know, that doesn't mean that when you have a challenging conversation or words, which I've been having with my immediate family members, that you know, that it's not good, or it's bad, or, you know, that it's going to damage your relationship, or you lose in your relationship. You know, try not to judge it like that. Just be real with yourself and honest with yourself. We're experiencing times that we've never faced before. Let's stop acting like we have all the answers and start truly listening to a bunch of different viewpoints and taking them into deep consideration, even if we've been against them for most of our life. I'm doing that, and I need support in that from you all too. You can help me to do a better job of that before I make a call or make a solid judgment on where I'm at. Truly listen to a lot of different viewpoints, because right now is not the time to assume that you've got everything figured out, because otherwise we wouldn't be in the position we're in so many ways. Anyway, so that's all I have for now, and until the next video, I wish you all a good evening, and I'm going to post this now, and I will see you in the next video, and otherwise I'll talk to you soon. Take care now. Bye. Much love.